Fellas, welcome back. We are just ranking every team in the NFL. Simple as that. We got all 32 down here. We got ourselves a little list, and I'm going to rank them from 1 to 32 in order. So, stay tuned. Let me know where I go wrong. What would you change? I need to know, all right? I need to know. Let's get into it. Starting with the Cincinnati Bengals. We got elite, great, good, okay, bad, and awful. Downright ugly. And the Cincinnati Bengals are a team that missed the playoffs last year, but really it was because of Joe Burrow's injury. It's still a very good team. Do I want to put them in good or do I want to put them in great? I think I'm going to put them in great. They're like a legit Super Bowl contender as long as they can stay healthy. They still got Jamar Chase. They still got T. Higgins. Joey B. still that guy. So, next we got the New England Patriots, who were downright awful last year. Obviously, why they picked in the top three. Is Drake May their savior? I don't think so. I think it's going to be a rough year for them. So I'm still going to put them in awful. Drake May, don't get me wrong, Drake May is an upgrade over Mac Jones. I think it's just going to be a rough year again for Pats fans. So I'm sorry. The New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints are exactly who I think of when I think of down the middle, 500, average team, all right? Derek Carr is also one of the most average quarterbacks I've seen. He's had his moments where he's been good. He's had moments where he's been bad. But for the most part, he is a just steady quarterback. Not terrible, all right? You don't mind him leading your team. Hoping for them to take a step up, but they've got a lot of issues in that wide receiver room with legal troubles and, I don't know, a lot going on. So for right now, we're going to put him at okay. But I'm not mad if you put him in good. The Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, a lot of their issues, I think, were offensive coordinator and quarterback related. And now with Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, and Mitch Trubisky all gone, as well as Matt Canada earlier in the year, they brought in Arthur Smith, who I didn't love how he ran the offense for the Falcons last year. Misused Kyle Pitts, misused Drake London, and misused Bijan Robinson. Now he's the OC in Pittsburgh. But I really think Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are going to step up. Let's make them a good team. Just because that defense is an elite defense in my eyes. If their offense can just be competent at all, it's a good team. The 49ers, you know, they make it to the Super Bowl 2 out of the last 4 years, and those other 2 years made it to the NFC Championship. This is an elite team. All right, they did get worse from a season ago. I mean, losing Eric Armstead and that issue going on with whatever's happening with Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, they're all still there. The defense is still great. They're an elite team. The Arizona Cardinals, obviously they were awful last year. Were drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 4 overall for a reason, but Kyler Murray also missed a good portion of the year, and I think they're going to be bouncing back a little bit. I think the team got a lot better this season. I don't know if I want to put them in. Yeah, I think I'm going to go put them okay. I think they're going to be better than bad. The Atlanta Falcons. I think this is genuinely a good team. They just were misused last season. If you get Bijan out in space, if you get Drake London and Kyle Pitts more involved in the offense, good things are going to happen. Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens. I don't see them as elite until they win more playoff games. But they are obviously great. They made the AFC Championship last year. They got the 2-time MVP in Lamar Jackson. That defense is really, really good. We know that. Next, we got the Buffalo Bills, who lost a lot on both sides of the ball. So I think we're gonna drop them from a great team like I would have last year. I'm still convinced they're a good team, though. I'm still convinced that they're gonna be better than the Saints and the Cardinals. Josh Allen's just too good not to. The Panthers, I just haven't seen enough. Yeah, they're still going to be pretty awful unless Bryce Young can really figure it out here in year 2. Chicago Bears, they're going to be an okay team. They were awful, obviously. Maybe you could just say they were bad. Caleb Williams, I still haven't seen him play a game in the NFL, so I can't quite put them up to good yet. But that's a much improved team. They're great free agency. I'm going to call them an okay team. The Cleveland Browns, that's a good team. I don't think I'm going to call them great just because they lack the quarterback play at a high level and not consistent at all. So, but a great defense. Nick Chubb's going to be back. Hopefully he'll be better than ever. Still got Amari Cooper. Now adding Jerry Jeudy. This might even be a great team, but we can't have too many of these AFC North teams be great. The Cowboys, I'm going to put them down to good. They had a great run last year. They got the 2nd overall seed in the NFC. But again, lost first round to the Green Bay Packers, a young Green Bay Packers team, and they got significantly worse. They still have a CD issue as well. So I'm going to call them good for now, but they lost too much for me to call them great. Still haven't won in the playoffs. They're good. The Broncos I expect to be pretty awful. Bo Nix, I don't think he's quite ready, even if he is the starter. The Detroit Lions. Again, we are going to rank these 1 through 32. And I do like them better than the Bengals and the Ravens. I do like the Ravens a little bit better than the Bengals here. Probably something like this. Yeah, probably like that. Yeah. This is our ranking so far, in order now, okay? Left is better than the right, obviously. The Tennessee Titans, I think there's another okay team. They'll probably be better than both of probably all of these teams. Still not sold that they're good, just because I'm still not sold on Will Levis. I think he's got crazy potential. But just what I saw from the few games he had last year, it just didn't sell me entirely. So we're gonna put him at okay. But again, this could easily be a Falcons-like team. The Green Bay Packers, I think this is another good team. I'm gonna put them at the top of this good team. They're not elite. They're not gonna hang with the Detroit Lions. They're not gonna be better. They don't have the Super Bowl potential of the Cincinnati Bengals. But it is a very good team, all right? Don't get me wrong. Jordan Love had a great year in his first year starting. It's a very young team, which is awesome for Green Bay. Still got to worry about some of the defensive side of the ball guys. I'm paying them. But for now, I think it's a really good team, and Green Bay should be excited about where they're at. But I don't think they're like a top-notch Super Bowl contender. You know what I mean? So for right now, we're going to put them in good. The Houston Texans, I'm going to say the exact same thing about them, too. Do I put them above the Packers or above? I'm going to put them above the Browns just because they beat the Browns. You could flip-flop this either way. C.J. Stroud, incredible rookie year. That defense is great behind DeMeco Ryans' coaching. And it just got better. They just added Stephon. Yeah, never mind. We're going to go Texans over Green Bay Packers. They got Stephon Diggs. They added Danielle Hunter, which is a huge pickup, I think. It is a very good young team. The Indianapolis Colts, I don't know if I quite want to put them in good. I think I want to just put them at the top of the okay list. Just because they missed the playoffs last year, but Anthony Richardson looks like an absolute stud in my eyes. Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, they got a great offensive line. The defense is still lacking for the Indianapolis Colts for me to really put them in a good team. The Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm going to do the same. This whole AFC South is just kind of right here in this group because, they just have that crazy drop-off at the end of the season. They didn't get much better, if at all. Lost Calvin Ridley. All right, they added Gabe Davis, but that just collapsed at the end of the year. Really, really scares me. And next we got the reigning back-to-back champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're number one. All right, they went back-to-back for a reason. They're looking to three-peat. And right now, I don't see a team that's going to beat them, okay? Because, again, they played the San Francisco 49ers, and the Niners just got worse. The wide receiver room for the Kansas City Chiefs, depending on what happens with Rashee Rice, just got better, right? Xavier Worthy looking really good in there. Marquise Brown from the Arizona Cardinals coming over. I think that's a big move. I think they're still the team to beat. So they're going to be number one in this ranking now and at the end. Next up, we have the Rams, who I don't know if I want to put them in okay. I want to put them in okay, all right? I think they're just another year older. They got a lot of older guys on the team. Matt Stafford. Of course, they lost Aaron Donald. Cooper Kupp's not getting any younger. Puka Nacua had a great rookie year. Can he repeat? I don't know. I don't think he's going to fall by much, but I don't think he's going to get much better than what he did. He just had a crazy year. Justin Herbert and the John Harbaugh-led LA Chargers are up next. I'm going to put them as an okay team as well. I think they lost a lot, and we just don't know what to expect from the LA Chargers, right? Because we don't know what kind of offense John Harbaugh is going to bring over. I don't think what happened in Michigan is going to really work in LA. Next up, we have the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins, I want to put as a great team, but I think I'm just going to go with a good team. Until we can see elite level quarterback play from Tua Tagovailoa, I don't know if we can put them much higher than that. Their defense did take a hit. They lost a couple pieces on the offensive line. But honestly, they did pretty good about patching some holes on the defense. Tua just has to manage the interceptions, work better in the offense, and they really could be a great team. They had a great run in the regular season, but they just did not look good once they got to Arrowhead. And maybe that was the cold of that playoff game, which I wouldn't honestly blame them at all. We just haven't seen them win a playoff game in 23 years or whatever, so I can't put them much higher than the Texans, who won a game last year and hung with the Baltimore Ravens. So for that reason, I'm going to put them below the Texans. And then we move on to the Minnesota Vikings. I think this is going to be pretty bad team. All right, they don't got much going for them. I'm not super high on J.J. McCarthy, honestly. Jettis is still there. Aaron Jones is a better running back, I think, than Alexander Madison, so you got that going for you. But it's still not good. The Giants, I'm going to put them as awful. I think they're probably... I'm going to move the Broncos up. I'm going to move the Broncos up to bad and hang out with the Vikings. But the Giants are going to be pretty awful. Daniel Jones or Drake May, take your pick. Probably going to go or Drake May on this one. So we're going to have the Giants way down here. And now I think we have the most intriguing team in the NFL here with the New York Jets. Is Aaron Rodgers going to stay healthy? And if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, what is their ceiling? What is their limit? I think they could be potential Super Bowl contenders. But all in 1 year, that seems like a stretch. They got better Super Bowl potential than the Houston Texans. So I'm going to put them above the Texans. But this is all potential. Because, again, they could be really, really good and hanging up here with these two teams. Or, they were down here last season. So I'm going to put them at a good for right now. But I'm going to put them at the top of the good list. And with that being said, I think I'm actually going to move the Falcons back down to the okay list. It just makes more sense that they're on the tier with these guys. And then let's go to the Raiders. I'm not super excited about the Raiders this year. Devontae Adams is still there. The defense is solid. I'm not sold on Aiden O'Connell. I'm not sold on Gardner Minshew. Seattle Seahawks, I don't know. I just don't love what I'm seeing out of Seattle. Geno Smith is not something that gets me excited, when I look for quarterback play. So I think they're just going to be okay. Another good team here, better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or better than the Pittsburgh Steelers, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, they went to the playoffs last season as the NFC South champs and beat the Philadelphia Eagles last year, who we got right now. Another team that is intriguing to me. I think they got improved, right? That added to a much-needed secondary. They got Saquon Barkley. Okay, got some playmakers there, but they had a collapse similar to the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? And that really scared me. I'm still scared about the Eagles. I don't think I can put them in the great category anymore because of that. And so I'm going to put them in the good category. At the top, all right, probably still in front of the Jets, even though the Jets probably have more Super Bowl potential than these Eagles. And our last team in the NFL is the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels is somebody I'm high on. Austin Eckler, Bobby Wagner coming over. I know it's like a lot of guys past prime, but they're still going to be a decent team. Like, I think they're going to be better than the Chicago Bears. I don't even take them... I'll take them like right here. Jaden Daniels has my vote for Rookie of the Year. That's my prediction right now. I think they could really throw something together with the additions they've made this offseason. What do you think about my list here? We got 2 elite teams, 3 great, a few good, few okays, and then just a handful of bad and awful. You can really make this one tier, honestly. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jets at 7 sounds a little too high. We'll call it. Yeah, I like this a little bit better. The Jets just have such an elite defense that I don't want to drop them too far though either. But I think this list looks really, really good. But you tell me, all right? The comments decide. But this is my top ranking every single NFL team. You let me know what you would change, and I'll be there. I'll be in the comments. Let's have a conversation.